"I think your services are no longer required here," she said with that smooth, carefully rehearsed tone she perfected over the years. My sister always had a gift for cruelty dressed in elegance. The boardroom went silent. 30 pairs of eyes drilled into me. Directors, analysts, predators in designer suits, all waiting to see how I'd react. I didn't give them the satisfaction. I adjusted my tie, smiled faintly, and met her gaze. "You're absolutely certain about that?" I asked evenly. Her composure didn't crack. That almost impressed me. Almost. When she turned away, pretending to focus on her notes, I caught it. That flash of triumph she couldn't quite hide. She thought she'd finally won. That humiliating me in front of the entire board would strip away everything I'd built. But she'd forgotten one important thing. I built this company. And tomorrow, things would get very interesting. It all began 3 years ago, after our father's stroke. I took control of the company while she played the dutiful daughter, hovering around the hospital, whispering about family unity and legacy. I didn't realize then that she was whispering in other ears too, shareholders, board members, attorneys. When our father passed, I drowned my grief in work. She drowned hers in ambition. Back then, I still believed we were partners, just like when we were kids, her sketching designs, me creating prototypes, both of us dreaming of expanding our father's small empire. She was sharp, relentless, and I trusted her completely. That trust began to erode the day she asked for joint control of finances. "Just as a safeguard," she said sweetly, "in case something happens to you." Something did, my trust. I started noticing things. Files disappearing. Meetings rescheduled without my knowledge. Conversations ending the moment I entered the room. Betrayal never shouts. It drips slowly, one quiet drop at a time, until you realize you're already submerged. The night I discovered the email chain, everything became clear. She'd been working with the CFO, moving assets, setting up shell companies, transferring funds, all to build a case against me. Her plan was flawless. Discredit me, force a vote of no confidence, take the CEO title for herself. I almost applauded the precision. Almost. But revenge isn't fueled by anger. It's an art of patience. The night before the meeting, I called the IT director, loyal, though she didn't know the full story. Restore all archived records from my father's era. I told her. She hesitated. "That's confidential." "Not for long," I said. "Those archives contain something priceless. A signed trust transfer document my father had completed before he died. It hadn't been officially filed, but I had a verified copy. It made me the controlling shareholder. My sister had replaced it with a forged document that gave her equal power. I'd never used the original, until now. While she prepared my public execution, I prepared my quiet resurrection. I spent weeks leaking rumors about stepping down, letting her believe she'd broken me. I gave her everything, my projects, my office, even my parking space. Meanwhile, I transferred my shares into a private entity she didn't know existed. By the time she called a board meeting to dismiss me, the trap was already set. She smiled as the votes came in, confident, gracious in victory. "I wish you the best," she said, extending her hand. I didn't take it. Instead, I slid a folder across the table. "Before we wrap up," I said, calm as ever, "the board should probably take a look at this." Her brow furrowed. "What is this?" "Proof of ownership," I replied. "Mine." The legal counsel skimmed the pages. His expression shifted, confusion, disbelief, then panic. This changes everything," he muttered. She forced a laugh. "This is fake." "No," I said softly. "That's our father's original signature. Verified and recorded. I just never had a reason to use it before. But since you've made this official," I leaned back. "So will I." The room fell silent. The lawyers started whispering. Someone rushed out to make a call. I watched the color drain from her face as realization sank in. She had just fired the majority shareholder of the company. Effective immediately. I said, rising to my feet, "I'm reclaiming my position. And as for you, sister, your services won't be required here anymore." Her voice trembled. "You planned this." I smiled. No, you did. I just followed your lead. By sunset, her office was empty, her nameplate gone, her access revoked. I stood by the window and watched her walk out from what she thought was her empire. For a brief moment, I almost felt sorry for her. Almost. She took everything from me, or thought she had. But power built on lies always collapses. That night, I sat alone in the boardroom. The city lights shimmered through the glass. As I poured myself a drink, I raised a glass toward the empty chair she once claimed. You were right, sis, I murmured. We didn't need my services anymore. We needed yours to end. I took a slow sip and smiled. Tomorrow, I'd announce a removal, restore the company, and step back into my rightful place. Tomorrow would be cleanup day, the fun part.